Hello everyone and welcome to Brussels, Belgium, a bustling European metropolis with a beautiful blend of bright modern art and classic old world architecture. Now most tourists know Brussels for the frites, the famous Belgian waffles, oh and this little guy, oh wait, wrong little guy. Ah, there we go, much better. Oh, and of course the reason we're here, delicious Belgian beer. So if you're ready, pour yourself a pint and let's get started. What's going on, beer lovers? Welcome to another episode. I'm Jeff.
I'm David.
And we have flown all the way to Brussels, Belgium to bring you to Cantillon Brewery. This brewery is known all over the world for their wild natural fermentation styles, and I've heard a lot about this place. I can't wait to learn more about their brew process and, of course, try some delicious beer. David, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's have some beer. Alright guys, so this is time for your history lesson on Cantillon Brewery. This brewery opened in 1900 and it was one of over 100 different breweries here in Brussels, Belgium. It was started by a man named Paul Cantillon who had a love for Lambic style beers. They're known for their traditional Lambic styles. They do wild natural fermentation, which creates some very unique and different flavors. To say the least. However, that's what they're known for. Now, Paul Cantillon, after the Second World War, passed on this brewery to his sons Marcel and Robert. Marcel and Robert decided to take this brewery to the next level by producing way more beer. They actually produce over 2,500 hectoliters here now, and it's thanks to those two guys. And they actually ended up passing on the brewery to Marcel's son-in-law, Jean-Pierre, who now runs this brewery with his wife. They continue the massive production for such a small brewery to this day, and you guys would be amazed at how many people are in here right now for the brewery that it is. It's quite incredible. But anywho, I think we're about to start a tour, so I'm gonna take you guys along. Let's go. Cantillon is unique to any brewery in the US, not only due to its history, but its brew process. All the equipment here is original from when they opened in 1900. The building is filled with staircases and super narrow hallways that lead to brew equipment that is just a reminder of how far we've come in this industry. Still, it is extremely impressive that using such archaic means of brewing can produce such delicious beer. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is all due to Cantillon's spontaneous fermentation process. Cantillon allows natural yeast to ferment their wort by placing it in an open container and letting that cold Brussels air in. This place legit looks like an old lady's attic. Well, if the old lady brewed beer. It's even complete with spider webs, by the way. Yeah, spider webs. Ooh. Time does not respect what is done without him hangs in the barrel room on a post as a reminder that patience in the brew process is often rewarded with some really damn good beer. Oh shit, a cognac barrel! What is this? And then all of a sudden there's this random modern equipment thrown in to kind of just bring you back to present day. I gotta say that their bottling room is pretty sweet and pretty impressive. They seem to just barely fit it in this itty bitty little space. And I've never seen a place that stacks bottles along the wall like that. And now I'm thirsty, so let's drink! Alright, so David and I just finished doing the tour, and now we are going to try some of the beer, thank God. The tour was awesome, by the way. I can't believe just how different this place is when it comes to their brewing process.
And all original equipment.
Yeah, all original equipment from the early 1900s. It's just so different from things back home, but you gotta love it for that. So what we're drinking right here is the Lambic. It's aged 1 year, and this is poured straight from the barrel. So that's why you don't see any carbonation in here. It's just straight from the barrel. Ready to try it?
Let's try it. Cheers.
I do not wear jeans the entire week out there. Yeah, and then we went southern Italy, 85 degrees.
Whoa.
This is good.
All you people out there that know that I'm apprehensive about sours, you'd be laughing if you knew what I was thinking while I'm drinking this. Go ahead and talk about it, David. What do you think?
It's just like very lightly sweetened because it is only 1 year instead of being 3-year aged. But it's just got that really subtle tartness that just kind of pow at the very end.
It's very interesting. The nose actually is probably my personal favorite part. It's got like a floral, sweet, estery aroma. You're definitely getting the yeast character out of that aroma. You dig in, and it's tart up front, and then I just get like nostril burn.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of nostril burn on the back end. I don't know how to explain it. It's not that it tastes boozy,
And it's not even carbonated. So even though it's not carbonated, you're not getting carbonation burn. You're just getting that ester burn inside.
Yeah, man, that wild yeast going crazy. Really, really good. On to the next one. All right, David, so what's the next beer up?
Rosé de Gambrinus.
And this is it's a Lambic brewed with raspberries.
It was actually a mixture of raspberries and peaches and apricots.
Excellent. Now that sounds right up my alley. I like the fruitier Lambics for sure. You want to go ahead and give it a taste first?
Yeah.
We're sharing today.
This one's really, really good. I like it a lot. Try it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is more up my alley. You definitely still get the wild yeast character on the nose. You can definitely tell that this is like a sour beer. But when you really dig into it,
I think
especially after trying that 1 year Lambic, since this is fruited, I get a lot more fruit out of this. There is a little bit more funk, which I'm guessing is the yeast fermenting some of the berries and stuff.
most likely, yeah.
But the berries, the fruit, I should say, not just berries, the fruit in itself has got beautiful character in this.
I think it kind of smooths it out a bit too.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I'm getting like a little bit of tart, a little bit of funk, and they kind of like blend together kind of nicely. Yeah, I don't know. This is good.
It's better the second time.
Alright guys, so the next one up is the Goose. I've actually had this one before and I enjoy it. However, I had it in the United States. I don't know how this beer travels. This is coming straight from the source, so let's give it a shot. This is more up my alley. Beautiful tart. It's like citrusy almost. Not super wild, not super funky. It's an all-around tasty sour. Go for it, David.
Well, that's very different. I like it. I mean, like, I almost get the tartness is on two different levels in my opinion. So you get kind of like that initial kind of wild punch, but then later on it kind of turns into a tartness that sits at the back of your mouth and kind of creates sort of another presence as you drink it. So it's really interesting actually.
I just can't explain it in words. It's just got a really unique, delicious flavor.
It's really easy to explain. You just go to Belgium and drink it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, David, so what's the next beer up?
St. Lambic Grand Cru.
This is a 3-year aged lambic, and it's mixed with Merlot grapes, I believe from France, right? That's what they said? Yeah. By the way, we learned an interesting fact today. For the longest time, I thought lambic was just a beer style that anybody can do, but apparently they cannot. We were told that lambic beers have some specific requirements in order to be a lambic. One of which is the water that's used to brew the beer has to be pulled from a river right here in Brussels. So if you guys are at a brewery in America and they say they have a lambic beer, call bullshit on them. There's only one way to have a lambic beer, and that's by having it here in Brussels. So here we go, man. Cheers.
Way up in the mountains, I guess, right on the border.
Oh.
I really like that end.
It's like a wild fermented wine.
Yes.
It's not as pronounced, like the grapes aren't as pronounced as a wine, obviously, just because beer is brewed differently than wine, but you get that really strong grape quality.
Yeah.
While still getting, man, my mouth is watering, while still getting that like wild fermentation in there.
They actually say it's kind of like bridging the gap between beer and wine itself. That's how close this flavor profile is between beer and drinking a wine of similar sorts. So, and you feel that, you definitely taste that in the beer.
It's interesting because you don't really get a ton of sweetness from the grapes, but you get the actual grape flavor. And then on the back end, my tongue has just got like that wild funk aftertaste. But yeah, I would say this one's probably my favorite so far. This is something that I think I could drink a lot of, wouldn't get a tummy ache, and it tastes really good. So yeah.
I wish I could take it home with me.
Again, guys, 3 years, 3 years to make this beer. Alright guys, so I've already had this beer before, believe it or not, at Juanzi Day in California, but David is not. This is Juanzi 2019. I already know what it tastes like, so I'm just going to let David try it. I'm going to let him talk about it. He'll tell you what he thinks.
Santa Barbara. Oh, yeah. So, that's where she's going to doctorate.
Well, indeed it is delicious. I don't get as much smokiness as I thought. I thought it'd be a little bit smokier, but it's almost like tasting the Grand Cru that we had earlier, without so much of a fruit profile at all. You know, so you don't have sort of like a wine transition or a dryness to it. It's almost like instead of being dry, it's more, I would say, mellowed out, and you don't have that weird sort of like aftertaste. So it's strong, and then you can drink it again, and it's not just gonna linger. Like it's a good sort of not lingering.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with David actually. It's kind of interesting because I remember having this on Juanzi Day. I remember tasting it, and it was smoky.
Yeah.
This I get a little bit of smoke on the nose, but the flavor itself is just pulling out all those yeasty esters. I'd say it's almost citrusy in a way.
A little bit more citrus.
Citrusy and floral. It's a nice blend of like the sour bite and the bitter funk. It kind of mellows each other out, which I think you mentioned it's kind of mellow.
Yes.
All in all, though, I will tell you this is just exquisite. When it comes to sour beers, I mean, this is the upper echelon of what everyone would be striving to be. So
12 out of 10.
Yeah, 12 out of 10. All right, David. So what's the next beer up?
This one is the Menu Pinot.
Menu. For those of you who know how to pronounce French terms or Belgian terms, please let us know. But this is our last beer of the day, 6.5%. And what did they say? It's fruit fermented with grapes, right?
Yes.
White grapes, so obviously. Yeah, let's dig in.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tomorrow, so just been flying around, yeah, 2 weeks.
So what I will tell you is on the nose, definitely smell that like funky Band-Aid aroma on there. I also told David the other night that aroma is like hospital gloves. I don't know. It's just a weird aroma. That's what I pick up in my nostrils. But anywho, the flavor is actually quite good.
It is.
I don't get as much grape character as I expected.
It is more dry though.
Yeah, the Saint Lambic that we had earlier was much more pronounced grape flavor.
Yes.
This is way more subtle, but it's great. I mean, it's your traditional style lambic. It is a little sweeter.
Yes, it is.
It's a little bit sweeter, so you get the sweetness out of the grapes. What are your thoughts?
Definitely on the drier side myself. Not as acidic, a little bit more mellowed out. I would say it kind of tastes similar to the 1 year lambic that, well, not like like a 3 year mellow lambic because it's not as sweet either.
Yeah.
I like the Lambic more, but I do think this is a really easy one to drink and one that can get away from you where it's just you kind of start to down it fast.
Like I'm kind of doing right now.
Yeah.
Most of these lambic beers are in the 5% range. This one we're getting up 6.5, so it is a little bit stronger. But
actually,
man.
One other thing I would say is actually a lot of these beers we're drinking are really rich, so it's easy to sip. This one is not as rich, so it's easier to gulp.
Yeah. So anywho, David and I are having a blast. This is the last beer we're gonna review. We made some new friends, so we're gonna enjoy beer, as you guys should too, whenever you're out enjoying beer. Make some new friends, and we'll see you later.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it here at Cantillon. We had a great time, made some new friends, enjoyed some incredible beer, and learn how they do it here in Belgium when it comes to brewing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give us a thumbs up, share the video with your friends. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get all the new episodes. And we're just getting started in Belgium, so stay tuned for the next episode. Today we're in Bruges and we're visiting Half Moon Brewery, or Brewery de Half Moon.